Is your startup about to fail or has it already failed? In this video, I'm going to just give you a little pep talk, help walk you through it because we all need some help in those dark times. Hi, my name is Alexsandra. I'm a seasoned climate tech and crypto founder who co-founded a pioneering carbon removal company. And now I help entrepreneurs like you or others who are looking to scale their businesses without stressing out, burning out, and losing their sense of well-being. Let's get to it. This video is a little different. I was inspired by many different things in my life, and I want to touch on what happens when things just go horribly wrong. When everything that you've put your time into, your effort, blood, sweat, tears, money, reputation, just doesn't work out. You failed. And I do air quotes on purpose. You didn't really fail. Here's why. You are not your startup. You're just not. You're the person who thought of the idea or who worked and partnered with someone who had the idea, who has all the capabilities. You have all the capabilities to make something, create something from nothing. You took risks. You believed in yourself. You saw opportunity where other people did not see opportunity. You believe in your ability, your capacity to make something real happen, to solve that issue, to solve that pain point for a certain person. And that's who you are. Not the startup, not the funding, not the status. You're a wonderful human being. There's so much creative potential within you, and you get to take that with you into your next chapter. And it's okay. Let's just sit with it. So your startup is failing, or it already failed. Don't ignore the grief. That's one of the biggest things I see is people, especially in this Western world, try to quickly post something happy on LinkedIn or Instagram. Oh, it's all good. Listen, you're allowed to get ugly. You're allowed to cry on the floor, snotty tears, all the things. You're allowed to punch something, hopefully a punching bag, something that won't break. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to grieve. For millennia, humans practice and have been practicing grieving rituals when we lose a person, when we lose homes, when we lose lifestyle, when we lose our jobs. It's so important to honor what the startup meant to you, how much you believed in it, how much you gave of yourself to it, how much your fans and family and your colleagues, your co-founders put into it. There's nothing anyone can say that can take that away from you. There's no 5 quick tips to, save your startup from failure or to move on to the next thing. God, it's so toxic. It gives me the ick inside thinking about that. So in this video this week, I just wanted to talk to my founders out there, the 9 out of 10 founders who see their startups fail, because that's what normally happens. And you took the risk and you took the chance on yourself. Your co-founders did, your team, your investors, because you believed in the thing that you were going to bring forth to the world. And that is such a beautiful thing. And it's also a beautiful thing, the grief, the darkness, the sense of loss of identity. It's all part of it. So, in preparing for this video, I always try to write out, some ideas. What do I want to talk about? What are my outlines, my key points? And I asked myself, I said, what did I need to hear? What would I have wanted to hear when I was going through this? And the truth is, there's nothing that anyone could have said to make it better. And I'm not here to make it better. I'm just here to help you, support you, to validate you, the experience, support you through that journey, because you got to go through it. I remember, so through the startup journey, especially my last startup, Nori, which was, we co-founded it in 2017. And then I, operated it with my co-founders for about 6.5 years. And then a few months after I left it, it did close. But the writing was on the wall, I think, for me. And it had been so many times. It was full of ups and downs and ups and downs. It's just like aching and anxiety. And I just my identity and who I was all baked and wrapped into the thing, into Nori, being successful, being the thing, the company that reverses climate change, which is an issue I care very deeply about, our planet and climate. And For those who've seen my other content or have spoken to me, you know why I got into coaching. It's very much related to the mission of planet and people. But anyways, through the journey, it was there were so many times where it was just painful because my ego was like tied into, the idea I had, or just for not for the business, but for the strategy of one meeting or whatever it might be. It was honestly, I say every single time that startups and entrepreneurship, especially in tech, is a spiritual journey. Think about spirituality. It's a path of walking into the dark, having complete blind faith. It is not for the people who are, risk averse. It is okay. I believe in creating something new, and I'm going to step into that complete unknown and embrace the journey and believe that something wonderful is going to come out of it. You're risk takers. You're bold. That is who you are. Creative risk bold taker. Bold. You're the creative. What is it? Yeah, you're the creative bold risk taker. My goodness. It's a rainy day here in Florida, and I feel like it really sets the vibe and inspired this video. You know, there's so much that we try to control, and it's absolutely absurd, especially in this wrestling world. We like to think that we control everything. If we just do the right thing, then the startup will be successful. That's why there's so many tips and tricks and accelerators and how to do this and test for that. And those are important things. Strategy is important. But in the end, it's just taking a leap of faith and understanding that even if it doesn't work out, it'll be good because you'll have learned something. You'll have grown. You'll have put an impact in the world. You'll have shown up fully for your potential. I love the analogy or that story where a woman passes Pablo Picasso in the park and asks him to sketch her. And he does the sketch her. And she asks, "How much do you want for it?" "Wonderful." He says, $5,000. And she says, What are you talking about? It took only a couple minutes to do this. And he says, "No, it took me a lifetime." Because all his life, Pablo Picasso was working on his art, on his skill. Every single time he put pen to paper, paintbrush to paper, he was becoming more and more valuable. Even in the sketches that came out uglier, he would trash. You're Pablo Picasso. You're not the painting. The startup is the painting. You have all the beautiful capacity to create more, build more. It's just one painting, this startup. And it's okay. Let's take a deep breath, really ground. You've probably been so tied up in the future. What's coming next? And if we do this and we do that, and will it change our user retention? And then can we get more traction? And then can we get more revenue? And then show the investors, and we got to show them the new deck and the new projections so we hit them every quarter. And then 3 months, oh my God, every 3 months you're trying to reproject the future. Let's get present. If you're watching this video, let's just get present in this moment. Close your eyes, deep breath, fill up your lungs, slow exhale out. I'm sorry that you're going through this. It's tough. Please don't ignore it. Please don't try to rush past the grief or the loss of the mourning. Honor it. Gosh, honor it. We need to. If we don't sit with the beauty of the pain, then how do we learn from it? Don't avoid it. Oh my God, so many people are avoiding all the uncomfortable emotions. Just be there and allow yourself to be there. And it's not linear. It'll be cyclical. Some days you'll be great, and the next day it'll be hard again. And you're allowed to be on the floor crying or whatever you need to do in order to grieve. That's healthy. And I remember, in the last couple of years of me working at Nori, I was having every 9 months was a do or die. Like every 9 months the company was going to break down. And I don't know how many times this has happened. And, even one time we had only 10 days left of one ray. Like we could only pay our employees for 10 more days and we needed funding. And this was, several years before we closed. So like that, My co-founder was able to, our founding CEO secure funding, and we were just like amazed that we got to keep operating the business. And we did it for a few more years. But that journey is so cyclical, and it's just like living on the edge. Number one, that's not good for your well-being. So hopefully in the next chapter, or if you're still in this chapter, let's talk. There's a link in the description below, but I'll talk about that another time at the end of this video. So back to grieving and these hard moments. I remember someone telling me with such compassion and care. I was explaining to them all the trials and tribulations that we were going through in that one season, the many recurring seasons of our journey, and telling him how hard it was. And he said to me with such compassion and groundedness, and it's something I think about to this day, and I keep in my heart, and I want to share this, pass this on to you. It's always darkest before the dawn. It's going to be dark. It's going to be dark. But I promise you, the dawn is coming. The sun will rise again. Because again, you're Pablo Picasso. You will paint something new. And you don't have to be in that happy space right now. That's totally fine. You're allowed to be in the darkness. We're here for it. And I know it can be tough, especially thinking about, all the employees that you brought on, the investors, your parents, your family, angel investors, your venture capital investors. You sold them on a dream. You were so sure. And you convinced people to leave their jobs or to join you on the company, to be hired, take the risk because you were certain, you were confident you could get it done. That's what you needed to do. It's how it worked. You have to have vision. You have to have confidence in your vision. And guess what? All of those people who joined you, who invested, believed in you, they knew what they were doing. They knew that there was an inherent risk. You knew that 9 in 10 startups fail. You knew that there was a risk, and so did they. And so I say this such clarity, and I might get in hot water for this, but listen, we are all adults. You embarked on this journey. No one can protect you from the consequences of your decision. Nor should you feel like you are responsible for protecting all those other people, your friends, your family, the employees, the investors, from the consequences of their decisions. They're adults. They made the decision to support you in whatever way they did. And they knew that there was a risk. You don't have to beat yourself up over that. Please don't. It's ridiculous. We are all adults living our own lives with autonomy, deciding what we invest in, what we do, how we do it, when we do it, etc. Please don't give yourself lashes and feel guilty. It serves no one. It serves no one. And that's not to say don't take time to reflect on what happened. Always reflect. Please don't let this opportunity be wasted. Please don't let this opportunity be wasted. Let the grief come. Feel it hard. Honor it. Because if you are not feeling the grief or the loss of this thing or the potential, assuming your startup has failed, if you're not truly allowing that grief, then you're not honoring it. You have to be grateful then, eventually, for the opportunity, for the people and how they worked with you and how they believed in you. That's a beautiful thing. So instead of feeling bad about having let them down, be grateful. Say thank you. Say thank you to your investors. Thank you for believing in me. I'm sorry, it didn't work out. My heart's broken. Whatever it is, however you feel, whatever's authentic to you. But thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for investing in us. Thank you for your support. I'm so grateful to everybody who joined Nori, invested in Nori, believed in our vision. And I know that the impact is there. I've seen it. I've met entrepreneurs who are like, oh, I read your white paper in 2018 and it caused us to start our startup. And they're doing amazing things in carbon removal. And that's the whole purpose. And so don't let this opportunity be wasted without being grateful to the people who supported you. And they knew, and you knew that it was risk. Don't waste this opportunity by not looking back and thinking, how could I have been better at that? What do I have to learn from it? It's not about shaming yourself for getting things wrong. Oh my God. Could you imagine if you have a child, toddler, niece, well, whoever, if when you were a toddler learning how to stand and walk, you're standing up, you're wobbly, and then you take one step and you fall. Could you imagine what would happen if your parents were like, oh, you're so stupid. You don't know how to walk. You failed. you would never be walking. Don't do that to yourself. It's not right. It's not fair. Don't do that to other people. God, please don't do that to other people. We're on this journey to learn, stumble, and fail. Be gracious to yourself. Be gracious to others, please. Have compassion and be open to reflecting on how could you have improved. Again, not from a place of shame or chastising yourself, but being honest. Hey, I actually did that wrong. I failed there. Or it was just bad timing, whatever it might be. You know, startups fail for so many different reasons. Timing in the market, poor communication of the value, lack of clarity on what the value is to the right person, to the right people. No, lack of product market fit, poor co-founder dynamics, poor team dynamics, culture, whatever. So many things boil into the success or failure of a startup. So just take the opportunity and think, you know, sometimes it takes time to see what could I have learned there? Maybe years, a year or two. Here's your permission slip. You have permission to not know why it happened, how it happened for a year. You won't know for a full year. Allow yourself the permission for that. Instead of ruminating, thinking what you could have done or not to get into that. Give yourself a year. That I don't understand quite yet what happened wrong in that startup. But I know in time I'll know. Trust that. Ooh, I promise you 100% guarantee that in a year you will have clarity. And that's when you want to leverage that. That's the treasure. That's the gift. That's the gold. Is the experience of the understanding and the discernment of how you can improve as an individual, as a leader, as a visionary, and as an entrepreneur. And so I want to wrap up here reminding you, don't resist the dark, because what Carl Jung said is true. What you resist persists. If you feel like, man, this has just been going on for so long and I've been having such a hard time, I hear you. Are you resisting how painful it is? Have you let that true heartbreak and ego death happen? Oh my God, I'm not the successful next Steve Jobs, whatever. Guys, I'm so baffled by this concept of being the guy, the macho. Guys, it's toxic masculinity. And all of my clients are men. Most of my audience are men. I would love some women entrepreneurs and clients, but love you all. Anyways, it's toxic masculinity, toxic patriarchy culture to think, oh, we have to be the next Steve Jobs in order to be successful, or Elon Musk. You can be successful in the impact that you have in your family, in your friends, in your community, in the coffee shop for that one day. You can bring energy. You can bring kindness. That is true success. So many founders and entrepreneurs are working on businesses from the wrong standpoint, from the standpoint of they want to prove themselves to the world. You have nothing to prove. Take a breath. Let it go. You might be struggling with such ego pains right now. You're worthy of building amazing businesses because you want to, because it inspires you, because you can. But you don't need to do it in order to prove that you're worthy, and in order to prove that you're a successful man, in order to win the girl. I promise you, it's not at all what truly matters in the world. And with regard to winning the girl, she's going to want to see someone who's grounded and caring and wants to provide good impact in the world, someone that she respects. That's a little bit off topic, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to cut it from the video. So I just want to say, as we wrap up the video, I'm sorry you're going through this. It's totally fine and fair for you to be upset, to be angry, to be sad, to be in grief. Just cut yourself some slack. If you're beating yourself up, cut it out. Everybody was involved in the process, did it on their own accord, on their own volition. If you're ignoring your part in it and saying, oh, it just is, and you're kind of like toxically avoiding the pain, stop that either. Stop that too. Stop it. Allow yourself to be humbled. Allow yourself to recognize, hey, you're a flawed human being with lessons to learn. and to reflect on. And if they're not clear to you, give yourself some time to figure them out. Because I promise you, you will learn, you will waste this opportunity to learn and become truly better as a person, as an individual, and as part of a community if you're not reflecting on what could I learn from that without chastising yourself and beating yourself up. There's a healthy middle. I've talked about this before in my other videos. And lastly, a reminder, it's always darkest before the dawn. And you are Picasso. You are what matters, not your startup. You are the thing that brings innovation and creativity to this world. And if this one didn't work out, you'll learn from it, you move on, you create something better. Don't lose hope. I hope this was helpful just for a little bit of validation and support. It's a little bit different than my normal videos. If you like the video, please like it, of course. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. If you're an entrepreneur or know of an entrepreneur that's struggling with stress and burnout and just wants to get through the path without losing their mind, there's a link in my description below. Nothing crazy, just some information about what I do to work with folks like you. That's all for today's video. Wishing you all well. God bless you. Have a good day.